So a great big welcome from myself. I'm Mimi Neethling-Taylor. I'm the Head of Higher Education here at Croydon University Centre. And I would just like to say welcome and thank you for attending this HE Taster event with us this morning. Normally we'd welcome students to come into our campus and welcome them, but obviously because of the current pandemic, we're not allowed to do that. We are looking forward to seeing you in person in the near future. So what I'm going to do is just tell you a little bit more about our university centre and what it's like to come to us. I know you're here to hear from our programme leader, and you will have an opportunity to meet her later on just after my short presentation. So Croydon University Centre is a very unique campus, and I'd highlight the top 5 reasons why people choose us. We're accessible and easy to get to, with East Croydon rail and tram links a 5-minute walk away. And students also get 30% off transport for London fare, so that's something you can bear in mind if you become a student. We offer a wide range of courses from full-time degrees to 1-year HNCs in a variety of subjects. We also offer the lowest tuition fees for university degree courses in and around London. We offer top quality courses that are validated and quality assured by external agencies, including Roehampton University, Pearson's and City and Guilds. So you'll walk away with a qualification awarded from one of London's top 10 universities. Then lastly, but not least, we offer a wraparound student support program to all our students. Our teaching environment is supportive and inclusive, offering you a fantastic student experience. My clicker has gone like Chris Whitty this morning, so I do apologise. Teaching and learning. I just want to give you a very quick, brief overview of what you can expect as a student here. Our academics are subject experts, and many of them have years of industry experience which benefits your learning on the course. They bring a wealth of knowledge to the classroom. You can expect to have your course delivered through a mix of learning environments, on campus and online. At Croydon University Centre, we look forward to welcoming our students back into our lecture rooms from September, but we will continue with an element of online learning. Personal tutors. We have a personal tutoring scheme whereby you are assigned a personal tutor at the start of your course to track your academic progress. You'll also have access to our student support services who will give you advice and guidance on wellbeing and financial matters. If you have a learning difficulty, disability or ongoing health condition, don't worry, we have a dedicated additional learning support team who will be able to meet with you and set up a reasonable adjustment plan with you. And depending on your circumstances, you may be able to get extra time in exams or extensions to deadlines. So it's really worth having a chat to our additional learning support team. Then, student life. So what else do we have on offer for you? We have some fantastic university centre facilities. We have our university centres located on the 3rd floor of our main campus building. We have a variety of classrooms, lecture theatres, PC labs, quiet study spaces for our university centres to use. You'll have 24/7 access to our virtual learning environment called Moodle. You'll also have access to our online library. Our learning resource centre, which is also the library, is spread over 3 floors with a subject librarian available on each floor to help you with your research projects. The 3rd floor is reserved for university centre students and is a quiet floor for you to study. Then we also have late openings for our library centre on Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays. And we have a dedicated HE common room where you can relax with your friends. It's got a small kitchenette where you can make a cup of tea or warm up your lunch with. The college also have a great little cafe called the Urban Deli where you can sit down and take away anything from pizzas to vegan curries. It also serves great coffee. And we're conveniently close to a whole range of cafes, coffee shops, supermarkets, and of course, Box Park for your after-class socialisation. Then I just wanted to briefly touch on the courses we offer. As you can see on screen there, I know you're here for the public health and social care courses. We also offer a variety of other degree courses and also teacher training at level 5, including some HNCs. Then student services, you'll have the opportunity later today or tomorrow if you wanted to come into our drop-in sessions with our student services support teams, and you can ask them about any information about wellbeing, safeguarding, and also disability support. Similarly, you'll have an opportunity to speak to a member of the finance team who'll be able to advise you and guide you on how to apply for your student loan, and also if you're a self-paying student, how to set up payment plans. And for those of you who haven't applied yet, please make sure that you apply on UCAS, but do ask yourself those important questions first. Is this the right course for me? Where do I want to end up? Is this, is this course going to get me to my end goal? Do I meet the entry criteria? And again, please do ask as many questions should you need to make sure you're on the right course. So that's in a nutshell from me. Just a reminder there that you also need to confirm up your offer by the 10th of June if you do have an offer from us. So thank you very much for the opportunity to meet with you today. And I'm now going to hand over to our very esteemed program leader, Dr. Pauline Aweto, who has been leading the Public Health and Social Care programme over the past few years. And she's also been working collaboratively with the University of Roehampton to revalidate and update the course that will be ready for delivery in September. So thank you very much. I'm now going to hand over to Pauline Aweto. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Pauline Aweto, and I am the program leader for Public Health and Social Care. I am very, very excited to welcome you this morning to this next generation tester week, for BA Hons, Public Health and Social Care. So in this presentation, I'm going to do a couple of things. There's going to be, a very, very short introduction. I'm going to go through the program overview, and there is a mini lecture. I want you to really understand how you can actually contextualize, public health and social care. But I will tend to graft, both the program overview and the contextualization of public health and social care into one session. And then there is a specific section on where do I go from here? And, for this, we have the testimonial from two of our most, wonderful, inspirational and ambitious, students who are currently on the level 6. So they're graduating, so they are exactly where you want to be. So they are going to be available for you, to tell you about the experiences, to tell you their challenges, and at the same time to inspire you, to take the decision, to start, your studies as soon as possible. And then I do want to include also what I call the tester test and the elevator personal statement. Why do I want to do a degree in public health and social care? So there must be a reason why you want to do this. And because we're looking at the next generation, we want you, to be sure of why you want to do this and where it is going to take you. And of course, there's going to be a feedback and a session where you can actually ask, questions. Right. So let's look at the general overview of the BA Hons, Public Health and Social Care. It's a very, very uniquely designed, program, and it is an integrated, a program. So even though it might be quite, the title suggests that there are two different areas. So you're looking at public health, and then you're also looking at, social care. So it represents both a preventative and a responsive approach, to health and disorder. So the program is actually designed for those who have a minimum of 1 year working experience in the healthcare sector. So it will actually enable them to achieve skills and knowledge that are both applicable and transferable to a diverse range of settings. So they would have the ability to recognize the interdependence of theory to practice. And of course, the program is going to help them to develop the academic attributes required to inform analysis and decisions. Right. The Public Health and Social Care, BA, program also anticipates that, graduates will be entering similar areas of employment. So students, who complete the program will rapidly go into positions of responsibility and authority. So this program actually prepares students also to a broad range of careers that allow them the flexibility of developing their own career direction or areas of, specialization. So towards the end of my presentation, I'm going to look at the different, roads you can actually go into. Right. So like the head of school said at the beginning, the program is actually created to meet the rising needs of the local, Croydon community. So most of our applicants actually come from, the London borough of Croydon, and many of them actually possibly they progress from, access, level 3, access to higher education courses. And it is a program, it is a local, a program that is meant, for the local community, that is developed, for the local community as well. So I'm going to take you through some of the specific, features of the BA, Public Health and Social Care program. In the first place, we said it's integrated. So not only in terms of public health and social care, but it's also integrated in terms of the modules it offers. For example, we have shared modules with early childhood studies. So at level 4, which means your first year, you have some, common, modules, and this commonality reflects, shared skills and understanding that is intended to promote awareness of a multidisciplinary approach, to work in health, social care, and childcare. So students are actually enabled to recognize, public health as an essentially broad area, and one in which they can foresee, to contribute to healthcare, health promotion, health protection, and health maintenance. So this is one of the first specific features of the program. Right. Another specific feature of the program that we introduced last year is the end of year student-led lecture. And it is on a theme of the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So we tend to look at, for example, gender equality, reducing inequalities and all that. So we make sure this is a student-led, program. And then of course, a lecture, that, allows students to actually, build their own confidence and engage in academic discourses and debates. So our last session, for example, a student did explore the transition from Public Health England, to the new agency. So, it's really very, very interesting that a student now takes up the role of actually, lecturing all that. So it has been very, very successful, and it is a feature we want to continue. So apart from the student-led, lecture at the end of year, we also have at the end of semester, we invite an inspirational external speaker. And of course, the two students, the two current level 6 students who are, here with us, they would actually testify that last year we had the mayor of Enfield, a woman, a mother, a widow, a single mother. So she had everything really going against her, but she went from being a midwife to being a mayor. So it was such, an emotional, encounter with her, and many students will actually remember her, for many years to come. So inspirational, motivational, guest, program at the beginning of the year, that is in October. Then of course, we also have another one at the end of the semester. Towards the end of the year, we have an alumni, someone who has studied before, somebody who has studied and has gone on, possibly has gone on to master's degree or has a managerial position to come back and share experiences with us. So you have, the motivational and then the inspirational, and then you also have in between, the student-led, lecture. Right. Another specific feature of this program is what we call the recently launched HE research, strategy in Croydon University Center. So we want our students, to be ambitious, to be part of the research, community. We want to encourage our students who come in to do a BA, not just to go back to their former jobs, but to be ambitious, to go to a higher paid job, or possibly to go into postgraduate and specialize in areas that would actually contribute, to the society. I mean, in terms of doing research and evidence-based activities. So we're looking, for example, at students at the undergraduate level participating in research and, possibly looking forward to postgraduate specializations and, especially in areas of current global focus due to the COVID-19 pandemic and beyond. So if you're thinking of coming in, think of actually, taking part in research and contributing, to change in the society. And then there is a work placement requirement, for the program. And we're looking at having to learn to develop your skills, both academically, but at the same time, there is a vocational, undertone as well. But there is a huge change, to the program this year, because last year we endorsed, we are validated by Success University. So students will normally complete the first 2 years of the foundation degree, and there is a top-up, and there was more emphasis on the work placement. But for the BA Hunt, we're going to run this year with Roehampton because it's going to be more academic. At the same time, you are still expected to complete some minimum hours of work placement in order to integrate your theory with your practice. And then what I'm actually very, very excited about and what I really want to share with you is where you want to go from here. It's really very, very important that you're clear about why you want to do this, this degree. You just don't want to do it because, yes, you just want to be a student, or maybe you're going to get some grants. I want you to really have some kind of mindful, decision as to why you want to do this. And it's good for you to have, the total picture, to have the full picture as you start your journey. So where am I going? You need to know where you're going before you actually start your journey. So I want to go through, some of the things you can actually do, in terms of a progression, which I've spoken before about going into higher paid work, or also going into postgraduate, studies. This could be in social work, it could be mental health nursing, it could be counseling and other opportunities as well. Right, so here I just have a sample, sample of roles, in public health, because language sometimes, changes, and you might come in, you have a degree in public health and social care, and you said, what next? What can I do with it? So what I want to share with you are some of the roles you can actually begin to think about. Before you have a degree, you might be thinking of, you might be possibly a carer, you might be a support worker, but you see how the language changes once you have a BA. So you now become, for example, a specialist in community public health. So in this case, you work in school, you could be a health visitor, or you could be an occupational, health, person. So there is a lot you could do. And then, of course, you could also have a, specialist smoking advisor. You're not just a smoking advisor, but you're a specialist because you do have a degree to do that. The degree does make the difference. And you could actually be healthy eating, in the school, after the pandemic, we know that many people are struggling with mental health. Many people are struggling with healthy eating, for example. So this is, one of the things you could look at. School food advisor, or even in the workplace as well, healthy eating, health promotion. And then again, you could look at a pharmacy public health facilitator. You could work in a pharmacy, for example. And then again, you could also be a health trainer, program coordinator. There is a lot. It's all about health promotion. It's all about health maintenance. It's all about the prevention of illness. And then, of course, you could also have the role of a senior health improvement officer. Yeah. And then, of course, you might also be an environmental health officer, drug and alcohol coordinator, health promotion officer. And for the level 6 students, they know in the next 5 days, they're going to have some kind of mock interview on, the position of a health promotion officer. And for those of you who are quite interested, maybe in sexual health, advice, you could also, take on that role. So there is a lot you can actually do when you get your BA in public health and social care. But I want to push you, a step further. This is what you can do. You can do all this and even much more with a first degree in public health and social care. Let's see how the language changes when you go on to your postgraduate. So you now move from the specialist. You're not going to become, you could be, for example, a senior researcher in the NHS unit or a senior health promotion officer. And then, of course, by the time you move away from that, then you're looking at a level 7 with a master's degree. If you go on further with your studies, we're looking at, you're looking at the role of a deputy director, possibly of public health England. Some of you might land a job, or director of any other sector.
Thank you very much, Pauline, for that presentation. I hope those of you attending really found that interesting and can find out a bit more about the course and what it is about. Our students, Margaret and Ash, both level 6, so final year students, as Pauline has said, and if they want to share their screens there with us.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Margaret Carter, and I'm a year 3 student, going to finish in a couple of weeks. One thing is that, first of all, when I started my first year, it was like, coming from a place where I haven't studied for a long time. I didn't know what to expect in my first year. But then when I got in class and things like that, I learned so much within that first year. And the lecturers were really good and things like that. But the one thing that I actually have learned over the years is how to be good in my time management. My time management, I've actually had to find a balance between my studies and also my social life. There are a lot of things that I've had to say no to during this course because I wanted to study. You get peer pressure and things like that, but then you just have to know how to say no to a lot of things. We have to, my feedbacks have actually helped me. I actually put my feedbacks as my goals to improvement. So anytime I get my feedbacks, I'm actually going to improve more in it. It's not that the feedbacks, first of all, in year 1, you would think that the feedbacks is to actually put you down or anything, but no, that's not it. The feedbacks are actually have been my goals over the years. And over the years as well, I make sure that my attendance was really good, because there are some times in the class, there are some things that we can actually miss in the class that maybe our teachers actually explain something in the class and then you're not there, but then attendance is a very good thing that you need to actually make sure that you do. My teachers have been so wonderful. They actually, we go to the extent that we're like, have we been so spoiled over the years? Because they're always there for us, no matter what. Even the admins as well, which is Mimi, we got Kim as well, we got the student study group as well. They're always there for us to help us. And no matter what, you don't suffer in silence. If you don't understand something, ask the teacher. They're there to always help us. And another thing is that what I know is that you develop yourself in a way with public health that you start questioning things. How? Why? How did they get to that conclusion? You start researching. Oh my God, you start being like as if you're a professor. Even if you go to the extent you go out and everything, you're analyzing, you're evaluating things and stuff like that. So you're like, oh my God, I've really changed over the years. The way I see things and the way you see things on the news and things like that is actually changed, So listen to that voice. I'm so glad that you're all here right now. And listen to that inner voice of yours and say, it says, I can do this. So you will do this with the supports of our teachers and everyone there. They are there to help you. So what else do I want to say? That's the main things. Is like, it's been a journey. It's been tough, but then it's been good and rewarding. And I've got an interview on Monday as a mental health community coordinator. So I've got interviews as well, which is really good. And one of the most rewarding benefits for choosing public health that I've known over the year is knowing that you're making a lasting impression to improve the society.
Thank you so much, Margaret, for that wonderful kind of experience where you're telling us about how you've experienced student life at Croydon and the wonderful support that you've received through the years. Aisha, I'm going to ask you to just share your experience with us. Thank you.
Great. So good morning, everyone. I'm glad that you're here today. So I've come into Croydon University Centre as a public health student. I'm also a level 6 and finishing in the next few weeks, which is absolutely amazing. I didn't think that I would make it to the last year or even the last few weeks, but here I am. I came in after not studying for over 30 years. Bringing up my children, looking after my grandchildren and my mother, having a lot of health conditions myself. And I just really wanted to do something for myself and to continue serving the community. So I applied for the degree. I did the entrance test and got an unconditional offer. Absolutely ecstatic. I didn't really know which way to turn. And I took the offer, came in a little bit all very blasé. Year 1 was interesting, it was new. And then when we got into year 2, I found it really challenging. Year 2 was a really big challenge for me and I didn't know if I'd make it to the end. And I took a holistic learning approach, like a learning experience that engaged my whole aspects of my life. So not just my physical and emotional, but my intellectual and my spiritual levels, which gave me a deep, meaningful learning experience, taking on board feedback from my lecturers, setting myself smart targets, balancing, structuring my life, building on what I wanted to gain from this degree. I've had the utmost support from all of the lecturers from year 1 to year 3. They've literally become like family, from Mimi, from Kim, from the head of school, from the support department for people that have got health conditions. I can't fault anything at all. It has been absolutely amazing. In order for me to achieve and get to the level that I have got to, I have literally had to sit myself down in year 2 and question myself. Why am I doing this degree? What do I really want from it? And in order for you to succeed, you've really got to, like what Margaret said, echoing what she said, you've got to take on board the feedback. You've got to balance your time, set yourself smart targets. Don't leave your assignments to the last minute. Don't just come into this degree and think, oh yeah, it's a uni life. Yes, it is a uni life, but you've got assignments to do. You're going to have to do your own research in, your own work experience. You've got to put the time into it. And if you put the effort into it, you are going to reap the most amazing rewards. You're going to feel on top of the world. You're going to, gain rich, wealthy knowledge. And the key element to achieving is researching, reading, taking on board all of the feedback from year one, and don't start in year two or at the end of year two. Do this from the day you step in that university. Start from day one. Don't leave everything to the last minute. Like Margaret said as well, there's times I've had to say no. I probably haven't had a social life for 2.5 years because I've had to put it on hold, knowing that this degree is something that, you know, I'm paying for. It's something I want to do. I want to gain from it, and therefore I'm going to put everything into it. As soon to be a graduate, I'm actually going to go on and do a master's at Kingston University in social work. I want to be a children's social worker, and it's something that I've wanted to do before I even step my foot into university. And I guarantee you from this day, I will be a children's social worker, because I'm going to put all of my effort into going to do that postgraduate degree. There are a lot of challenges. You're going to hit challenges face on. You're going to look at your assignment and think, oh God, I don't want to do this. Oh God, it's so hard. Or it's this. Like Margaret said, echoing, do not leave. Firstly, never leave your assignment to the last minute. Even if you do a little bit each day, read around your assignment, read outside the box. You've got Moodle there for a reason. Read it. All the articles that your lecturers put up, read every single one of them, scan them, take pieces out, do your own research. If you are in need of help, ask. You've always got your classmates there to ask and support each other. Your lecturers are always on hand. I don't really know what else to say, because it has been challenging. Don't get me wrong. It has been challenging, but I'm in year 3 now, and I can actually solemnly say that I am actually going to miss doing this degree. I'm actually quite sad to leave, and that's why I think I have to go on and continue my further education into doing a postgraduate. So I just want to say thank you to everybody, and it's a really amazing course. And the other thing about with public health is it gives you an open doorway to so many opportunities. The world is literally your oyster, as long as you put yourself in a position of what you want to do in life, and you can do it. Everybody can. So I welcome you all and hope you enjoy it, and hopefully I'll see you in the future.
Brilliant, Aisha, thank you so much for that. And yeah, we're so proud of our students who are going on to, you know, there's, like Margaret said, she's got job interviews this week and next. Aisha's going on to do a postgraduate study. So there's really a world that this course unlocks for you in that public health and social care sector. I'd like to ask any of our attendees here today if there's any questions you would like to ask directly to our students, because they are actually going to shoot off soon, because they do have those assignments to still complete. So we don't want to waste too much of our time.
So there is an exercise I want you to do. So it's very, very important for us to have your personal statement. So I've created this activity. So they just basic questions I would like you, to answer. And then, of course, I want you to put it, in a form of writing, and then you possibly send that to me at the end of this session. So why do I want to do a degree in public health and social care? It's very, very important for you to know why you want to do it and what you think you're going to get from it. And then I would also want to see your qualifications. So what have you got? For example, your maths skill, your English, possibly at level 2, and then if you have any vocational, qualification, a level 3, have you got a mix of passes, merits, distinctions, and all that? We want to see that. And then what do I hope to achieve, from the program? You need to have that already in view, what you want to achieve, and then most importantly, where will this degree take me? So is it going to take you to better and higher paid job, or is it going to take you into postgraduate studies in whichever area you're thinking about it? So I just want to take a picture of my screen, and I want you to write at least 3 paragraphs. I want you to write complete sentences using formal language, and I want you to remember also to use your punctuations appropriately. So I know some of you might be using maybe your phones and all that, but you need to be aware that you're going to engage in academic, studies, very soon. So even if you're going to write an email, you need to know the purpose for which you're writing. And in this case, it is a personal statement. I want to know why you want to do this, and I want to know the qualifications you already have or the experience you have, what you hope to achieve from the program, and where this degree will take you. So by the time you finish, so please just send it to my email. It's on the screen, pauline.aweto@croydon.ac.uk.
If you've not applied yet, you can go onto our website, croydonuniversitycentre.ac.uk, and you just click on the Public Health and Social Care course for you to be able to apply. If you're not sure how to apply for funding, or if you're a self-funding student, there are ways we can support you with that. If you have a learning difficulty or disability, it's very important that you declare this to our additional learning support team as well. And then Pauline's exercise that she's just given you guys about writing a personal statement, that is so important. It's a bit of a reflective piece of work for yourselves, because this ties in what I said in the beginning. Finding that right course for you is so important. I mean, studying a higher education level is a very serious undertaking. It's going to take a lot of your time. It's going to take a lot of commitment. Most of our students have childcare responsibilities. Most of our students work part-time. This course, the Public Health and Social Care course, also has an additional work placement element to it, where you have to source a work placement, and you have to do, remind me if I'm wrong, Pauline, but 50 hours in your first year, and another 50 hours up to when you start your last final year. So there's a lot of additional commitments that you have to do in terms of completing your course. And it is so important to be able to write academically, and to write reference academically well. And, we are tying in our whole research strategy with our courses now as well. It is a BA Honours full-time 3-year degree program. So you will be doing a lot of research in your final year. So, we want to make sure that we get the right person on the right course, and we know how to support you on the course. So brilliant. It's absolutely lovely to see you guys here today. Do go onto our website, croydonuniversitycentre.ac.uk, if there's any more information that you need. And do just feel free to email us. Otherwise, I will end the session here now. Pauline, do you have any closing remarks for us, please?
No, we just look forward to welcoming you on board, because your journey starts right here with us. Bye-bye.